down. And one of the reasons that this show was put on at 10 o'clock on Friday night was the idea that there's going to be 2 million people watching wrestling at 9:59, so they'll jump over and go to TNT to see more good wrestling. And that doesn't happen because the audiences are very different. I mean, that's one of the big things. I mean, we already learned that before Rampage ever started when AEW was doing we did those 4 weeks or whatever it was, 4 or 5 weeks of Dynamite in the time slot, and it didn't happen. So the theory behind this time slot did not work out because the audiences are different. And the other thing is they're different because on Wednesday, when AEW's male audience is very, very high compared to the female audience, we've talked about it, and people have gone, well, it's because of the challenge, and it's because of I think Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And there's a lot of women's shows on Wednesday, women-oriented shows. And that's true, there are. But the Friday number is the same. The Friday skew is very similar. So it is a problem more than just those shows. There's a issue with AEW that it is very, very popular with men, and it is not popular with women. Whereas with SmackDown and with Raw, those shows have a much, much larger women's audience, and that's the difference. If it was just the guys, Rampage didn't do, appreciably great, but honestly, the male numbers that Rampage does in its time slot, even Friday was very good. It really was, but the women, it doesn't look great because of the women numbers aren't good. And if the whole world was just guys, Dynamite would be killing everything. It would be the big thing, but it's not. So I don't know what, as far as I know, obviously AEW is aware of it. Chris Harrington said that the big thing that they need to look at is building up the women 35 to 49 because they're so much lower than the other company in that regard. And I've talked to Tony Khan about this as well, and they're aware. The question is, what do you do?